yeah. Ooh,
Factz over Feelinz, the podcast, episode numero 5. We back again with the lovely melanated Lauren Madison.
Melanated, yes, always melanated.
Yeah, I
thank you for
misspoke.
having
I
me.
said melanated, huh?
Yeah, a lot. It's okay because I'm
still
melanated too.
factual. It's
Yeah,
still factual.
exactly.
Yes.
No worries.
Extreme pleasure to have you back in the building. I want to let you know right now, you're going to have to carry a lot of the weight. If you can't hear my voice, it's not quite as I would have it to be. It's pretty stressed.
That's all right.
So.
I can carry some weight.
Okay.
Just call me Atlas.
Oh, that's
Shrug it off.
I like that. I like that. A lot of things going on to discuss. I know you have a list there that we decided that we was going to discuss, but I'm not quite sure what you want to discuss first. So, ladies' choice.
I mean, we could talk. We can talk about how we have both finally completed our DUI programs.
Congratulations to us.
Congratulations! Yes.
Shout out to Miss K and the whole squad.
Yeah, Miss K, miss you already.
Yeah, we do. We out of here.
Gotta tell everybody what we're thankful for and grateful.
I hope you're having a ravishing time.
Oh my gosh, I'm dying.
Insider. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. Like, I would like to know, just in summary, what's your takeaway from the whole experience? Was it something you appreciated, enjoyed, or was it a big headache, a burden? How much did you lose? A lot of money? Did it cost you?
Well, at the time, yes, the money definitely, was like, like I gotta pay this. But at the same time, that's the whole point, right? Is so that way it can deter you from not,
Indeed.
making that choice. So it was like, all right, suck it up, Buttercup, because this is what it has to be. As far as the overall class, yeah, I was dreading it. Like, who wants to go to DUI class? And like, if you do or don't tell people, you're going to DUI class. Right. And then you didn't know like what the environment was going to be. You go into this building, you go upstairs to this door, and it's like super tiny. You don't know what to expect.
Right.
So I just went in there like, but at the same time, like I've talked about before, everybody most likely is going to come in that way. So why not turn it into a positive? So for me, I just sat and listened, and I participated as I started to shine. I loved being there because it ended up being something I ended up looking forward to, because you get to hear so many different perspectives. So many different people are coming in and leaving. I want to say her name is Miss Kathy, and I feel like I get it wrong every time.
I never knew.
But the lady that you were always getting into with, she was so funny.
Oh no! Wait. Oh, I mean I forget her name too.
Yeah. Sorry, love. But you were memorable. Your spirit was still memorable. I want to call you Miss Kathy.
You are a classic. Yeah.
But it's crazy because like you said, like there are people of like higher professions, and then you have people that are literally just turning 21, just coming off the block, like coming in, like all different walks of life, and then all their different perspectives and all their different just like where they came from really puts a different
Indeed.
like view on what you're doing. So it ended up being a really positive experience for me. I actually wanted to kind of stay longer, but
that's funny.
just for the conversation. It was a good conversation. I had a lot of brain massages. You and I used to go back and forth and just questioning certain things. I mean, we went off topic so many times, but it's fine. Like
nobody minded.
Yeah, it was all in good spirits. And even when people had different opinions or like negative opinions of things, it was still a good, it was just good. It was good. And then it turned into 3 hours. I was even more happy because you know how it's like, oh, if you're only in the first hour, you got to go.
That first hour used to go by so fast. Those second two used to be so long.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But I had a good time. And then it was like, oh, dang.
Are you accustomed to walking into rooms with that type of energy? Was that something that you started doing all the time?
Oh, yeah. I got hated on in my job for it.
I remember you shared something like that.
Yeah. Shout out to y'all. So, yeah, I'm not even going to name y'all because...
Look at me now. That's all. Just keep shining on them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Always. Like, you're not going to dim my light no matter what. You thought, like, that was going to do something, and it just made me brighter because I just took it took it and emulated that. I didn't make it a negative.
You
So.
know, that's yeah. I was thinking the same thing about how you can't judge a book by its cover.
Oh yeah.
So when you see the different people come in and you trying to you run a make of what you see, and then the way we're all getting the opportunity to speak, and you start seeing what people think and how they feel and how they express themselves, that it doesn't always line up with what they look like.
Right.
For one, the only person in the room who was involved in a hit and run was a female. What was how did you get arrested? Like, were you were you driving, parked, pulled over? Did you do something goofy?
No, I was pulled over. Initially they said I was speeding, and then it turned into other things. When I was arrested, I wasn't taken to jail. I was just taken in the car, and then they ended up releasing me to my mom when she ended up getting
She came
there.
to the scene.
Yeah, and like honestly, the cop was being real extra because he ended up towing my car and everything like that. But yeah, and then he was like popping off at the mouth afterwards. Like after I like got my ticket, I was trying to like go home, and like he still was like, but my mom was like, you have to just let him do it because you want to go home tonight. Like you want to go home tonight. Don't just, and that's the thing that like sucks about stuff like that is just like how situations can be. I know I don't want to have a Travis Scott moment. It's just I'm gonna check on you. Okay, you okay?
Thank you. Go ahead. I apologize.
I don't want you to have a moment on me, and I'm
No.
still going on with my
Please, yes.
with the podcast.
Thank you for your concern. I
Yeah.
apologize, but go ahead.
Dang, like. No, I'm just kidding. No, I was just saying like how certain situations, you would think if you have that line of work, like you know how to conduct yourself. I feel like that should be part of the training if it's not already.
Right.
But yeah, my arrest wasn't too exciting. How was your arrest for your DUI?
Mine was far more pleasurable than yours. I was pretty much doing, from the account of the officer, 100 miles an hour on the freeway leaving the Beverly Hills area in the truck, swerving pretty much. And in hindsight, I can feel and remember myself swerving. And when the officer pulled me over, I called myself sobering up and trying to speak to him. And he was like, have you been drinking tonight? And I was like, no, sir, I don't drink at all. And I had entirely too much. I mean, it was extremely obvious. And I still was trying to run with that. And I was slurring. So he looked at me with that like, okay, look, we finna run these tests. And I was fortunate because his demeanor was quite cordial. And not only that, I guess you consider it arrested because I was transported from the location to the station, but I never went inside. I was fingerprinted in the parking lot. Mind you, this is during COVID.
Oh, interesting. I was gonna say it was the COVID times.
Yeah, that might have been a reason why it was that lax. And they allowed the individual whom I was on my way to go meet to come pick me up from the location. They actually did something other than impound my car. They took it and they took it to a place and they stored it, which it was a lot less restrictions or red tape for me to get it out.
Interesting.
And one interesting thing about that experience, it was somewhere on Crenshaw, like Crenshaw and Florence. It was like a little tow yard. And I remember early in the morning getting there to the location, and there was a dude there, and I was asking him, the way they had my truck, it was ducked off behind a whole lot of other vehicles. And it was looking kind of odd that I know my truck ain't been here that long. These cars look like they haven't moved in a long time. I wonder how they got my truck way back there. Like, so I'm thinking, and then I see somebody like that's tending to the whole lot. Please excuse my voice, I'm hoarse, y'all. But I asked him, I'm like, hey, bro, that's my truck. I need to get my truck. He was like, oh, man, the boss ain't, it's like 9 in the morning. Like, the boss ain't gonna be back till like 4 p.m. Man. I don't have the authority to do that. I'm like, oh, man.
I know you were like, how am I gonna do?
Yeah, so, and then I'm like, as I'm turning around to walk away, he like, hey, man, you Spider Loc? I'm like, yeah. He like, oh, homie, come on, man. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah.
And he allowed me. Hey, Hey, my nigga, I don't,
Shout out to
I
the tow
don't
guy.
remember your name, homie, but
dead.
you a real one. I appreciate that. I hope.
Yes.
Damn, I hope I ain't putting you on blast.
I'm dead.
But you a real
I
one, my
quit
nigga.
that job.
Yeah, I hope so. But hey, you really made my day that day, real one. And that was like my process of getting arrested. And what I find ironic about my experience, I did not have to go through that.
How do you mean?
The recklessness in my behavior, I was fully aware of it. And I could have just not, even being intoxicated, I didn't have to be that reckless. And I just allowed myself to swerve. I knew it was unnecessary to be speeding and swerving, but I did it anyway.
Wow.
So all my life, that was my first DUI. I learned a very valuable lesson because every time we speak on this, we both think about the implications on our lives.
Right.
But with intoxicated driving, the deeper implications are the lives that we can affect that aren't ours, like the millions of videos that we had to watch made quite clear. And that really settled with me. So from this point forward, I am far more responsible with the way I approach the concept of drinking and driving. So I did get that out of it. The financial part,
Oh yeah, it's like.
they got the bandicas out of niggas.
Oh yeah.
And this is another thing. This is the first time I've been in legal trouble. And I just handled it. All the requirements. I never let nothing get late. To now I got a warrant. And now this is the first time in my life. And this is the one that had the most different checkoffs. They wanted me, I had to do a MAD class. I had to do a ham class. I had to do the DUI class, which caused us to have to do the AA classes.
Yeah. There's a lot of steps. It's not just like go to a DUI program for a couple of weeks and then you gotta go. Then you got the fine too on top of
fines.
it. And then like your license does get suspended.
Going to court in the first place.
Yeah.
The old me,
all those times you have to go to court.
I'm so proud of myself. The old me, this shit would have been a warrant. I would have been on run. And it only makes it worse in the long run. So
yeah, just get it handled. Like
yeah.
take it off the sweat of your brow and just keep it pushing. Like it is what it is. And when you go to your DUI program, hopefully your DUI program was as decent, or you have a bubble in your group so it can last.
Hopefully y'all find Miss K.
Yeah, hopefully you find Miss K.
Every kiss begins with K.
I'm dead.
You feel me?
So yeah, the cause.
How much were you out?
Well, see, the thing is I have not even convicted yet. I'm still in legal like fights with that. I haven't even taken the deal yet.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but my lawyer pretty much told me at this point that in addition to all the stuff I've already paid for, so for me, I had to do the 3-month program. That was $600, and you could pay it in payments, but you're like deposits like $120, and then you have to pay it by the time. And if you miss any classes, which if you do the 3-hour class, that they consider that 2 classes, is $30 per each class that you miss, and then you have to make it up within a certain amount of time, and you have to have your balance paid off. So
you have to pay the $35 for that class.
Yeah. So like, for example, like I missed because I got sick with COVID. I got to pay all that money still, even though I had paid off the class because I knew my money was going to get tight. So I was like, I don't even want to owe this.
You were ahead of the whole thing.
Yeah.
You're not guilty. You're taking the class. You can pay in increments. You got it paid up. You were ahead of the whole process.
Yeah, and then you have to pay the fines for the DMV because the DMV is separate from the court system. So then you have to pay.
You have to get SR22?
Yeah, I have an SR22 until 20.
The life we live with now is all about the money.